Selected Islamic story. The harmful consequences of disbelief can befall all people, including children. Part 2. The lessons from the story of Prophet Nuh, Noah and the flood. The story of Prophet Nuh, Noah and the great flood offers valuable lessons that we can apply in our lives. Below are the key lessons from the story. 9. Divine will. The story reminds us that everything happens according to Allah's will. Despite human compassion, such as a mother's love for her child, ultimately, it is Allah's will that determines the fate of every creature. 10. Importance of following divine guidance. The people of Prophet Noah who refused to follow Allah's guidance through him eventually faced destruction. This teaches us that following Allah's guidance and his messengers is the path to salvation. 11. The transience of worldly life. The story also reminds us that this worldly life is temporary, and trials from Allah can come at any time. Therefore, we must always be prepared and steadfast in our faith. 12. The consequences of disbelief can affect all people, including children. The story illustrates that disbelief in Allah and his messenger can bring harm not only to adults who reject faith but also to innocent children. Although children are not accountable for their actions, they can still be affected by the consequences of the disbelief of those around them, as seen in the flood that destroyed Prophet Nuh's people. 13. Allah is all-powerful and can save whomever he wills. Despite the flood destroying the entire disbelieving community, Allah has the power to save anyone he chooses. The story highlights that if Allah had willed to show mercy to anyone from Prophet Nuh's people, including a baby, he would have done so. However, in this case, only those who were on the ark with Prophet Nuh were saved. 14. The importance of obedience to Allah and his messenger. Prophet Nuh's people, who disbelieved and mocked his call to faith, were ultimately destroyed in the flood. In contrast, those who obeyed and followed Prophet Nuh were saved with him on the ark. This teaches us that obedience to Allah and his messenger is the key to salvation. 15. A mother's love is immense, but it cannot save her child from Allah's decree. In the story, a mother tries desperately to save her baby from the flood by climbing a mountain, but they are still overwhelmed by the water. This illustrates that while a mother's love for her child is profound, everything happens according to Allah's will. We are reminded that Allah's power surpasses all human efforts. 16. Allah is just, and our actions can affect others. The story serves as a reminder that Allah is just. Although children are innocent, they can still be impacted by the actions of the adults around them. Therefore, we must strive to do good and avoid evil, as our actions can influence others, including children. 17. The importance of patience and perseverance in spreading goodness. Prophet Nuh preached to his people for 950 years, despite their constant mockery and disbelief. He remained patient and persistent in delivering Allah's message. This teaches us to remain steadfast and consistent in spreading goodness, even in the face of challenges, ridicule, or rejection. Conclusion. The story of Prophet Nuh and the great flood teaches us that disbelief can bring harm to all, including children. Allah is all-powerful and just, and we must obey him and his messenger to attain salvation. The story also shows that while a mother's love is great, it cannot override Allah's will, and that our actions can affect others. Finally, we are taught to remain patient and persistent in calling others to goodness, as exemplified by Prophet Nuh.